What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another edition of the Hard Count, everybody's favorite part of their Tuesday night. And listen, CJ, I'm doing well. I'm doing a okay. A nice Monday night game last night. Nothing crazy today. How are you doing though, CJ? That's my main concern. I got to make sure my boy's all right.
Hey, all is well, man. Happy New Year. First episode of 2022. A lot of big things in store, so definitely excited to be on this one. First episode of the new year. A lot to talk about. I think this playoffs, man, it's gonna be a special one, man. The parity is wild in the league. That's always said often, but I think this year it's gonna be pretty competitive. So can't wait.
Yeah, this year's setting up to be a special one. It is certainly setting up to be a special one, like CJ said. Listen, everybody, a happy New Year, a Merry Christmas. If you missed that out, I missed out on that. Had a wonderful New Year's Eve. A few drinks here and there. We were chilling. We were definitely chilling. Got in late. Sorry, boys. Don't you worry. We just started. Believe it or not, a little late tonight. It's okay though. We'll survive. But all right. You know what? With that being said, we'll get right into everything because you know what? That is what the people show up for. So let me bring up the schedule real quick. And bam, what do we do, CJ? We started off with that Monday Night Football game. And, I don't know about you. There's not much to say about it in a certain way, but there is, because it doesn't seem like it meant too much. But if you really look at it, it does. Because technically, I mean, they need a lot of things to happen, but the Steelers are still in the playoff hunt. The Browns were eliminated. Baker didn't play well in this game again. But, of course, I think the biggest thing that everybody takes out of this game was obviously that it was Big Ben's last home game, or at least it's shaping up to be that way. I can't imagine a world where he comes back next year, and if he did, I can't imagine a world where the Steelers would bring him back. I think that'd be a little bit of an interesting situation. I think, listen, the people of Pittsburgh love him, but it's definitely time to move on. They've probably seen enough of Ben, but I look at it in two separate ways, CJ. I look at it as they're still in the race, and I struggle of where I put Ben of all time quarterbacks. I think that's a conversation you can get into, and then even with Baker, man, like I just saw this too. He's not playing next week, so his season is over. So whatever numbers he has right now, that's what he's going to end with. Definitely was not the best season of all time. And you wonder, no, not at all. You wonder what they do with him moving forward. Is it a situation where you just pick up that option and then you do the good old Kirk Cousins, like you like to say, and franchise him, and then after those 3 years, it's kind of like, well, we got to make a decision finally, so we'll make one. But I mean, he didn't play well in this game. He didn't really play well down the stretch, and this is a very disappointing year for the Browns, man. Like coming into the season, it was supposed to be the Ravens and the Browns kind of competing for that division. It obviously didn't go that way. We have a new division winner, which obviously we'll get into later. But like the Ravens have an excuse. They were, they have the most players on IR. They had COVID situations. Lamar's been out. The Browns has kind of been like, what happened? Like there was a couple weeks there where they didn't have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, but they had Deontay Johnson came in, played just fine, and listen, behind that offensive line, we say this all the time, but CJ, I think I'm getting some yards. Don't want to toot the whole horn or anything, but I got some wheels. I got some wheels out here. So I don't know. It's both of that situations, and then CJ, I wonder where you put Big Ben as of all-time quarterbacks.
So for this game, obviously, like you said, the Browns were out of the playoffs, so it really didn't matter too much. I guess they were just trying to play spoiler. They beat the Steelers. Steelers would be out. It's Big Ben's last game at Heinz Field. It was, one of the best of all time. Definitely one of the best of our generation. Two-time Super Bowl winner. Surprisingly enough, I don't think he doesn't have a Super Bowl MVP. Both of those went to the wide receiver. I believe that's Hines Ward and Santonio Holmes.
Yeah, I believe so.
And both of those Super Bowls. So 2-1 in the Super Bowl, lost to Aaron Rodgers back in 2010, 2011 season. And he had a really good year. He had really good career, not a really good year.
And definitely not there.
Nah, and yeah, he's definitely clutch. I mean, look at those Super Bowl games, especially the one against the Cardinals. It's like 2:12 left going down the field after Larry Fitzgerald just took it 80 yards to the crib off a slant.
John Madden's last game.
Really?
Yes, that's John Madden's last game as a broadcaster.
Wow, that's crazy. I totally forgot who was broadcasting that game, but it makes sense. It makes sense that was around the end for Madden. And yeah, he drove down the field, got the touchdown to Santonio Holmes over Rogers Cromartie. It's an iconic play. I mean, tippy toe catch. I mean, it's just, you can't.
Unbelievable.
You can't picture that any better. And of course, you're running into Peyton, you're running into Tom, and the AFC Flacco a couple times. So it's going to be tough to, get to the Super Bowl every single year. I just think about those rivalries with the Ravens, him and Flacco going at it against him and Ray Lewis and those teams. That rivalry is obviously not going to be the same with Big Ben. Big Ben was really like the last piece of that old school throwback back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s rivalry between the Ravens and the Steelers. So definitely a new era from that standpoint. And it was time. It's definitely time. Even seeing him play last night, it was just missing some throws. It looked like he could barely move the ball down the field. He did have that elbow injury a couple years ago, so I'm sure that plays a factor into his arm strength. And it's just time for them to get a new quarterback. I mean, Najee Harris really carried them in this game. I think he had a $180 plus. He had a great game. Somehow he's fifth in rushing when the offensive line really isn't that great.
Not great. They're bottom of the NFL.
Yeah, 100%. And it just speaks to how talented he is and how great of a rookie year he's had, despite the adversity and from that O-line. And somehow they're still have an opportunity to make the playoffs. They need some things to go right for them in this last week of the season. Need some teams to lose. They also have to win. And we'll see what happens, man. Got to give Mike Tomlin a lot of credit. I mean, there were times definitely you question not question his job security, but just question what's his team going to look like. And honestly, I feel like that question is still there to be had, especially in the offseason where there's no Big Ben. You lose your franchise quarterback for the last 17 years, and now it's time to turn a new leaf. Who's going to be that guy? And the defense really held it down. I mean, TJ Watt's clearly the best player on the team. It's not even close.
Oh yeah,
21 and a half sacks. He's had a phenomenal year. Gets 2 more sacks. He's going to break Michael Strahan's record for most sacks in a single season. I think he's going to break it.
I think he only needs a sack and a half, right?
Sack and a half.
Because he's at 21 and a half right
21
now.
and a half, right.
22 and a half.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. Yep. You need a sack and a half to break it. And I think he's going to break it for sure.
And the thing too, CJ is now, I mean, I understand that he gets the chance because it's an extra game.
Right.
But he's missed like 3 games this year, I think.
Right. Yeah, he could have broke it already. 100%. You're exactly right. He could have broke the record a while ago. And it just speaks to, just how much of a beast he is. I mean, I don't know what's going on in the water in the Wild family, but their fathers produced some old timers, it's looking like. And mom, of course, too. So
shout out, mom.
It's crazy. I mean, both brothers get 20 sacks in a season. That's pretty special, and both brothers are gonna have Defensive Player of the Year awards.
You know that
he's a beast.
I saw this today. TJ Watt already has like 70 and a half sacks. I think he's been in the league for 5 years. The all-time record is like 200, I believe, with Bruce Smith.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bruce Smith. Yeah,
I mean, hey, and Bruce Smith played like 20 years. Now you never know; injuries change everything.
Yeah, because we thought JJ was gonna break it.
Yeah, you're right. Injuries change everything. So, but imagine staying on this pace. Like he could break it in like 10 years. Like not like 10 years total. Not 10 years from now, as in his 15th year, but like his 10th year in the league. If he kept on that pace, he would literally break it in half the time Bruce Smith did.
I mean, it's possible. One, because we're in a different era, passing league. Bruce Smith was really more in that traditional run style, run first type league. Now, so many quarterbacks, so many teams want to push the ball down the field. It just gives more opportunities for these pass rushers to get to the QB. So if he stays healthy, I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, they weren't even doubling him last night. I don't know what the game plan was for Stefanski. I feel like, that's a guy you circle on. As soon as you start game planning for the Steelers, that's the number one guy you need to prioritize and stopping. And they didn't do it at all. I mean, he was all over the place. Baker didn't even have time. And then for Baker, for the Browns, definitely disappointing season. Stefanski wins Coach of the Year last year. Like you said, a lot of expectations. They beat the Steelers in the first round of the playoffs in the wild card matchup, and they had a close game against Kansas City. And went down to the wire. Came down to a Chad Henne a run, and then the Chad Henne speed out to Tyreek Hill to close the deal. So it looked like they were right there. Okay, Browns are going to be here for the long haul, and Baker, he's injured. He's injured. I mean, he's really banged up. I think the Browns are going to give him another shot next year to prove himself and see if he's worthy of being a guy that they should lock for another 5-6 years for a multi-year contract. And it's a big year for him next year, 100%. I mean, number one pick, a lot of expectations. The team is really good from a talent standpoint. It's not like the first 2 years when he was in Cleveland. We'll see what happens. Get rid of Odell. Odell was supposed to be the problem, and now he's all he's doing is catching touchdowns over there in Los Angeles. So they need to get a wideout. I don't know what Jarvis Landry's future is in Cleveland. They have a lot of answers. They have a lot of questions to be answered in the offseason for Cleveland. But I think the number one thing is making sure Baker's healthy and what's his mindset. Hopefully he's motivated next year and try to win that division, because right now, the Bengals aren't going anywhere. They're just getting started. I mean, Burrow's 23, Chase is 21. So, I mean, they better really start. Baker better really start getting it together, or it's going to be the Bengals division for a while. Even if the Ravens come back, I still think the Bengals are going to be tough to stop, just because they have the skill positions that they have. It's too elite.
Yeah, we got Perry in the color cast over here. Tomlin has never had a losing season. He is the first coach, I believe, in NFL history through his first 15 years to not have a losing season, which, listen, I feel like people will still try to take it away from him in a way because, it's the Steelers. You had Big Ben the whole time. You took over a team that was already good anyway. But, bro, a lot of stuff goes wrong in the NFL. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes wrong. And to not having a losing season in 15 years, I mean, last year it was Mason Rudolph. And
Duck Hodges, right?
Yeah, Duck Hodges, and that's unbelievable.
It was rough.
That's unbelievable, man. It really, I mean, a few 8-8 seasons there, but the fact to never have an actual losing season is absolutely incredible, and something that definitely should be I don't know, looked at or celebrated more or whatever.
Oh yeah, he's a Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. So I mean, that's not, it's no question there. There have been some time people have questioned some of the decisions he's made and certain things, but I mean, this is not the time for that. I mean, like I said, he's had a hell of a career as a coach. He's gonna keep it going. He's still relatively, young from a coaching.
He's not that old.
Yeah, he's still relatively young from a coaching standpoint. So this is a key year right here. I mean, I know they have a good defense, but and especially in the AFC with all these young quarterbacks.
49.
49, yes. He has a bunch of time, as long as he wants to.
Was Bill 70?
Yeah,
21 years.
Exactly. But this right here is key. It's key. This offseason is key. Finding that right guy. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year, but they need to find that quarterback, because the AFC is stacked. You got Herbert, Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen. I mean,
you don't want to throw Winston-Apple in there?
Nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna throw Wentz in that category. I'm not gonna throw Wentz in there, man.
It's okay. Yeah. I'm just happy you included Allen.
Of course. I mean, he's talented, and he's gonna be. It's gonna be tough, even for the. I mean, I don't want to get too much to the Patriots. You're talking about the Steelers, but hopefully Mac becomes one of those young guys. We'll see what happens.
Hey,
but
feel me?
But yeah, the Steelers gonna have to get that QB right, man. They're gonna have to. It took Bill one season to find Mac. After Tom, it took the Chargers not even one season to get Herbert.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're
Yeah,
right
it's the scary
sometimes.
part is though. Then you look at some other teams. What the Jets are still looking. Maybe they found it with Wilson after Joe Namath back in the '60s.
Huh.
The Broncos been looking since Peyton, and before that they had been looking since Elway. Yeah, I mean you got the Bears who might be looking their entire franchise.
Yeah,
I
that's what
mean
I'm
it's
saying. It's gonna be that's gonna be tough. This is gonna define his career right here. I mean, even though it's set in stone from what he's already done, but in this next half of his career, this next decade, he's gonna have to get that QB right. And this is a different league, different era. So we'll see what happens.
well, there's a team that has the QB correct, and it's the next one we're going to talk about with the Packers. Uh, Listen, 37-10 over the Vikings. The Vikings had a backup quarterback in Kirk Cousins had ended up getting COVID. I'll be real. I watched the game barely. I still don't even know who the quarterback was for the Vikings. No idea. What was his name? Do you know it?
Yeah, Sean Mannion.
Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm good. The minute you listen, I thought the Packers would win this game anyway. It was at home, and the Vikings usually tend to split with the Packers since Kirk has gotten there. But the minute he went out, you knew it was over. I mean, there was no portion of this game where you were like, oh, the Vikings are even, standing around and playing. No. Like it was kickoff and in my head, kneel down right away. Like there was no point in this game where it was like, oh, the Vikings got a fighter's chance. Like it was no. They knocked him out. The Packers did in the first round. I guess the only thing you could say is, the MVP race. What is it? I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
who you
Aaron
got?
Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is leading it in most of like the betting places and everything. And I find it very interesting how they're going to decide this. Because if you look at it, Brady has like 1,100 more yards than him, more touchdowns than him, more interceptions because Rodgers refuses to throw interceptions. I think he's thrown like 16 in 4 years. So I think he has like 36 touchdowns, no interceptions over the last few years against the NFC North. So I mean, he doesn't throw interceptions. Like it's just not a part of his game. It's not something that he ever does. You obviously have Jonathan Taylor. I want to see what they do. I'm definitely intrigued. I don't know. I have a feeling that they're going to give it to Rodgers, but in my head, like I don't know. I still give it to Brady. Like what? Brady had the bad game against the Saints, and might have struggled there. Well, you'll go look back on it. Rodgers had a bad game against the Saints and missed a game because of the COVID situation. Like like I said, he's missed a game, not his fault. It's COVID. It's not really an injury or something like that. It's something you can't actually control. But I don't know what they do with the MVP situation. I'm intrigued though. I think it's going to end up going to Rodgers. He's the favorite on all the betting sites you look at right now. But I don't know. It's definitely close. I think it's closer than people have it too, because I mean you look at some of the betting sites. I think he's like a -250 and Brady's like +550 as the next closest person. So I don't know. I would have it closer than that. Guess what? I don't have a vote. Not yet, at least.
It's definitely tough. It's tough. I mean, those look like the two clear cut favorites. I mean, obviously you could throw Jonathan Taylor in there as well, but hey, we all know they're not going to give it to a running back unless they do something historic. So unfortunately, he'll probably be out of the mix when it comes to
Do you
winning
think
it.
Cooper Kupp gets a vote? Just one vote.
By somebody, yeah, I think somebody maybe like a LA reporter or something like that that has a vote in the media. They'll probably throw it in there, but it's probably I think it's going to be Rodgers. I think it's going to be Rodgers. They've been 13-3 the last 3 years. That's insane. That's tough to do. I know the NFC North isn't the most competitive. I mean, you have the Bears and the Lions in there, so that's 4-0. That's light work. But 13-3, you got Matt LaFleur. Got to get. I mean, Coach of the Year is another one. It's definitely going to be a tough one to choose. You got LaFleur, you got Vrabel. Somehow they're the number 1 seed in the AFC. You got Zach Taylor, 10-6 with the Bengals. Nobody expected that. That's similar to what Stefanski did last year with Cleveland.
Yo, a dark horse, and I've never heard anybody say. How do you not give a vote to Nick Sirianni? What he did with the
Sure,
Eagles?
yeah, sure,
They were supposed to
100%.
win. They literally were supposed to win 3 games this year.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
they're 9-7 in the playoffs. Like, that's unbelievable. We have a comment here, which is clowny because Indy is carried by Taylor. I agree. I know it's a quarterback award because the quarterback, he touches the ball on every play. He has the most control. So what? Like, I don't know. And listen, I mean, I'm not going to complain if Brady was to get it because he's my favorite player. I wouldn't complain if Rodgers got it because I know he's been unbelievable. But like, as a position player, you just got to be like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like Jonathan Taylor, if you take Jonathan Taylor off of the Colts and put a mediocre running back, they literally might have 5 wins, maybe. Because I believe that they're now 8-1 in games where he's rushed over 100 yards because they lost to the Raiders this week, which we'll get into obviously, but they lost this week, and that was the first time they had lost all season when he rushed over 100 yards. So, what's your? I mean, I know what the answer to this is, but what's your definition of valuable? It's not most valuable player. It's who's had the best season. We know this, but it's almost like you got to make another award. It's like you got to have like season performer award and then like MVP and
Yeah,
season
like
performer
most valuable quarterback or something.
Yeah, or so like make another award or something like I said, have a greatest season award, and you can give that to a quarterback every year because you know that, and then you can give the MVP to some like Cooper Kupp might break Calvin Johnson's record and be first in receptions and first in touchdowns this year. Like why? And he has no shot. He has no shot of winning the MVP. Zero.
Yeah,
Matt Stafford would win the MVP before he won the MVP because then
yeah,
it's the whole conversation of, oh, well, somebody had to get him the ball. Well, he had to catch the goddamn ball too. And then we got even in here, it's the Cy Young for the NFL. You know what? I
they
don't
could do
hate
that.
that.
Yeah, they should do that. They should do it.
Name it after a all-time quarterback. I mean, you'll have to change the name after Brady retires, but name
Yeah,
it
make it
name it
like
after
Unitas or
somebody.
something. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Unitas or something. I don't know. Yeah, some legend. But the NFL tells you how much they don't value running backs because look where these guys get drafted.
Yeah.
I mean, Jonathan Taylor's second round pick. I mean, yeah, that's that's a high pick, but it's not a first round pick. That's what everybody talks about when they talk about the NFL draft. Everybody glares over the first round. And there have been some instances where we see McCaffrey, Barkley, Leonard Fournette, we see these guys, Zeke, go in the first round. But we know the shelf life for the running backs
It's so
aren't
low, man.
right. And that's why these media guys, and that's why the quarterback is can last the longest, and that and edge rusher, they're gonna last the longest in the league because of the rules and just they're the most important position. They are the most important position. I get it. But there should be sometimes where there should be some type of equality. Yeah, we're gonna get to AB, man. That guy's an interesting
We'll
character.
get into AB. I can't wait to talk about the AB situation.
But I would give it to Rodgers. He's had a special season, and I mean they're 13-3. I mean it's there for the taking this year. I mean I know we say that every year for them because they've damn near almost been perfect.
This honestly we say it all the time, but if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, I don't think they ever will.
Or at least get there. I wouldn't
go down the NFC, bro.
That far.
Nah, I don't. No. I'm going that far. I will go that far.
Brady's what? Brady got like what? Maybe what? 1 year left.
I'd say 1 or 2. Yeah.
Right. After that, then it's just Rodgers and NFC.
Yeah, man. The NFC does not have a lot of good quarterbacks.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Stafford. He's seen Stafford how many times? Could never beat him. I mean,
Kyler's there. I like Kyler.
Kyler's good, but he doesn't have the experience that Rodgers had.
What happens with Russ after this year? I mean, the Seahawks are garbage anyway.
Right. So man, I mean,
it's so weird. I've said this before. We've talked about it on the show before, CJ. It's weird if you look at the NFC and the AFC, the difference in quarterbacks. Like the AFC is the conference of the young guys. I mean, you look at Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, whatever, Burrow, Herbert. The list goes on. And in the NFC, it's like Brady, Rodgers, like Russ, and who's having a down year this year. And then like who else? Like Stafford, yeah, okay.
AFC got it right.
Like
Remember, AFC was the laughing stock of the league. It was just just Brady. Oh, Brady, it's the Brady Invitational. Brady's gonna get to the AFC Conference Championship game every year. And then Mahomes came around, like, okay, now we got somebody new. And then the teams that sucked, like the Bengals, Chargers, they got guys now. Good Bills, they got some dudes. So NFC it's gonna happen for the NFC too. The same thing is gonna happen. There's gonna be some teams that we've seen over the last few years that were good. They're gonna suck, and then they're gonna get a quarterback, and then it's just a cycle.
So would you say that the NFC might be mid over the next few years? Because CJ, let me tell you,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rodgers could still be, he's already 13-3 now with good teams in the NFC. So,
well, CJ, all I'm saying is, if you want to talk about mid, we can go into our next game and talk about the Cowgirls and the Cardinals. Because CJ, I don't want to pat myself on the back here or, say anything crazy. But I do remember last week on the show saying that this was a proven game for the Cowboys. And we know how that goes when the Cowboys have to prove something. It just simply never goes well. It just really doesn't. And they lose to the Cardinals 25-22 in this game. And listen, the Cardinals, not a bad team. Not a bad team at all. So, you can't, say anything crazy about them. 25-22 ain't horrible. Michael, I said that this was a proven game, and we know what happens in proven games with the Cowboys. Another loss. They are, I believe, 6-5 against teams that aren't terrible, AKA the people in their division. Like, it's like it happens every year, man. And until they prove me wrong, I'm gonna keep thinking the exact same way. It's almost the same thing with the Packers, the team we just talked about. Where they're supposed to be in the Super Bowl. Can they actually do it this year? But listen, the offense looked awful in this game. If you think the Cowboy offense looked good in this game, you're lying to yourself. Honestly, you are. We even got the comment here, and I called Whack Prescott out every single game since he started crying for that payday.
Wow.
Let's see. We got Michael. No, that game didn't mean anything to us. Plus, Gallup got hurt. Zeke resting. What do you mean that game didn't mean anything to you? That meant seeding for you guys. Don't play that, Michael. Don't play that. This isn't the last week of the season. You have everything locked up. It meant something.
What seed are they now? 4th, right?
I think they're the last seed. I think they're the 4 seed.
Okay.
And before this, they were the 2 seed. So you can't tell me that doesn't mean anything. And listen,
yeah, of course.
The team, it's weird. It's weird. This was a team that you're never expecting to the defense to carry them, especially over the last few years. And this is kind of what it's turned into this year. And they did. I mean, 25 points against the Cardinals isn't nothing to sneeze at. They're a good offensive team. They have been struggling recently, but it's just a thing, man. Here's my thing, right? It's very hard to win with average quarterback play. And I don't care what anybody says. Dak is so mid. He's so mid to me. Like, not, and I say mid, and, the older generation doesn't know what I mean. CJ, you know what I mean. I don't actually mean 15, but he's like, all right. You know what I mean? He's like, he's in that, 11 to 15 range, I would say. And I think we fell in love with him after that, rookie season, which we all knew was carried by Zeke, except, the Cowboy fans. He got his big payday, and you have to live with it. You have to live with it from here on. In love with Michael Parsons and saying, no, he is great. Michael Parsons, you want to talk about a home run draft pick. That you redraft the class right now, Michael Parsons top 5, easy. Probably top 3.
Michael would
the Jags and the Jets would take a quarterback still.
Yeah.
But after that, I think it was the Falcons. They took Pitts, right, at 3.
It was 49ers took Lance.
49ers.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He would go
I mean,
four. He would go four. Even though
yeah,
Pitts is going to be
second,
special.
second tight end in NFL history to have 1,000 yards his rookie season. Other one was Mike Ditka. So unbelievable.
Yeah, he's special. The Cowboys.
I don't try. Like, and it'll be Cowboy hater, blah blah. So if you're seriously saying Dak is 11 to 15, who's above him? I mean, I can go through the list here. If I gotta pull up standings.
Need a Connie QB rankings. Or I need to see that too, man.
That'd be listen. I'll Connie QB ranking. Listen,
see, make a list real fast.
I'm
gonna talk. I'm gonna break down the game. See if you can make a list real fast.
All right, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna make a list right now.
All right, cool. CJ. All right. So this game for the Cowboys, definitely disappointing loss. I thought they were going to come in and win this game. It was a close game throughout the entirety. Throughout the whole game. I mean, the defense I feel like did a good job against the Cardinals. They got some stops when needed. There was just that one drive where Dak fumbled. That put them in a bad spot. And then the second half. Honestly, the whole game, the offense was really lackadaisical. I mean, they weren't able to put solid plays together, get some good drives, and we've seen that a lot. We saw that against the Broncos. We saw that some other times throughout the season with Dallas, and I think Connie looked horrible with the whole three. Cowboys looked horrible the whole 3 quarters. Yeah, exactly. They struggled. They struggled the whole. It wasn't until the 4th quarter when they were like, okay, let's try to step it up. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. You should be ready to go. Energy should be at a high from the start. First off, you're at home. I mean, you got that home field advantage. I mean, some people may not call it home field advantage, but for the Cowboys, because for some reason the other team always plays well. It's like MSG. It's like the opposing team always plays well, except the team that's home. But they have a really good team. They have a really talented team. Dak has just been inconsistent over the last 2 months or so. I don't know if it's the calf strain that he had got injured against New England. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is, but he needs to get right, because I think the defense is really good. To me, the magic number in the NFL is 24. I mean, if you go hold the team to under 24 points, you're in a good spot. You're in a good spot. And Zach Wilson, Rookie of the Year. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I don't see that, brother.
I don't know about that one.
Nah.
Might be getting into crazy category here.
Nah, yeah, that's a flaming take.
Missed too many games.
Nah, even if he played all 17.
Hey, you never know. Maybe this man put up a historic season, CJ, by the way, my list is ready.
All right, cool. All right, so I'll wrap it up.
Well, you take your time, CJ. I don't want to rush the king over here, as our boy over here says in the comments, King James.
Yeah, but like I said, 24 is the magic number in the NFL. Defenses, if you hold a team to under 24 points, most of the time you should be able to win that game. You should be able to win that game, and Cowboys almost did it. It's just the offense really just couldn't help out the defense. I mean, I'm really a fan of that front four with Micah Parsons, Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence. Those guys have done a great job. Dan Quinn is calling some great plays. It's just I'm really shocked. I don't think anybody expected the defense to play much better than the offense when it came to the Cowboys going into the season or even throughout the season. But I feel like they still have an opportunity to go on a run and make plays because they do have a really good defense. The defense is able to get some stops, create turnovers, which we've seen them do over the course of the season, and give this offense some solid field position to go score. I feel like that's very possible. And they have the edge rushers and the D line to go get to some of these quarterbacks like Kyler, like Rodgers, like Stafford, that's in the NFC that are going to be formidable opponents for Dallas come playoff time. So, even though they're struggling right now, I still feel like, anybody could get hot and, they have a really good game against one of these teams come playoff time. They definitely could be in position to potentially have a nice run. But, Dak's going to have to, I agree, Dak can't be mid. He's going to have to be better than that if they want to get to the Super Bowl. He's going to have to make plays, be accurate with the football. Zeke, Pollard together collectively are going to have to, get more than what I think Zeke had 9 rushes for 18 yards in this game. They're going to have to run the ball a little bit more, create some type of balance. When they play balanced football on offense, they're in a great position to succeed. I think Dak's record with a 100-yard rusher is insane. So they need
they're
to get back to that.
unbelievable. Exactly, which is why he's mid.
Yeah, they need to get back to that and play a more balanced game, because even when they were winning Super Bowls, they were a balanced football team. It was Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, and Michael Irvin. I mean, it was those three guys. It was a balanced team. It wasn't just Troy Aikman just throwing the football
big
around.
boy offensive lineman.
Yeah, really good offensive
Larry
line.
Allen days.
Yeah, definitely Larry Allen. Yeah, Nate Newton and those guys. Those guys were hogs up there. But they need to play balanced, and if they're able to do that, I think they have a shot. But we just seen them be too inconsistent throughout the season. So we'll see what happens. And then again, for the Cardinals, good win. I mean, they were on a skid for a little bit. Lost to the Lions, lost to the Rams on Monday Night Football. So it's good for them to get back in the win column. Hopefully, DeAndre Hopkins come back. I saw him on the sideline during this game, so it looks like he could potentially be coming back soon for the playoffs. They're going to need him. That's Kyler's number one. He's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL when healthy, when on the field. So that's going to be a big time addition to that for them when he gets back.
CJ, you ready for my list? Michael, you better still be in here since you're the one that asked for it. This is not in order.
Put it in the color cast. Did you type? You wrote it down, or you put it on your phone?
Put it on my computer.
Okay.
You know what, CJ? Watch this though. Ready? I'm gonna hit you with the text message real quick. I'm gonna text to you. You want to throw it in the color cast?
I got you.
All right. Bam! Just sent you the text. I'll have you throw it in the color cast. I hope Michael's still in here. But you like my list though?
Although I haven't even really looked at it yet.
Spaghetti is the best food. I am. All right, Michael, good. Well, I'm going to have CJ post this. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That is my list of quarterbacks I'm taking over Dak Prescott. Now, like I said, this is not one to whatever order. This is just I literally went down the standings, and Josh Allen, easy, not even a question. Not even. Come on, stop yourself. Well, Joe Burrow after this year, stop yourself. No, but this man threw for 900 something yards in 2 games, and we'll get to that game. I don't want to spoil the stat. An amazing stat, CJ. One that I couldn't believe. Let's see, Lamar Jackson. I'm not the biggest Lamar guy. I'm taking him over Dak. Too athletic. Deshaun Watson, that's not even questionable. When this man gets everything figured out off the field, when he gets back on that field, he's instantly not better than Dak. He's instantly a top 5 quarterback. Mahomes, we're not going to sit here and talk about that. Carr, that might be the first one you get to where you're like, whoa, wait a minute, bro. If it was not for Derek Carr, this man, the Raiders would literally be a top 5 pick every single year. Do you understand what he has gone through in his life? This man had John Gruden, Antonio Brown. Just this year, he's had 2 first-round picks kicked off, released from the team for DUIs. Darren Waller, his best target, hasn't played for half the year. This man's throwing a Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow is his guy. Man looks like he's 65 with that balding head. Justin Herbert, really? Come on. He might have the best arm in the NFL. Dude is just unbelievable. Rodgers, easily. Brady, come on. Stafford, listen. He might have been struggling recently, a lot of pick sixes. He's going to finish the year with 40 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. So really, I'm going to sit here and talk about Matt Stafford. Russ, a little bit of a down year, but you a little injured. Still taking him over Dak. If you're talking about next year, absolutely. And then Kyler, man, was on the MVP train before he got dinged up this year. Easily taking him over. So right there, that's how many is that? Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Dak 13.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. Carr, obviously, yeah. I see you put the parentheses can be moved because it's all.
I can understand it. That's my opinion, though. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I think other than that, yeah, you're spot on. I think Carr and Dak, you could really swap them. Just because Dak's been inconsistent, man. You know,
If
he's
you
had
want
some.
to do that, it goes from 13 to 12. That's fine with me.
Yeah, you know, he's had some really good games. I look at that game against New England; he played phenomenal, put up some big stats. And then, you know, there's other games where he just looks flat. Dak
Michael,
is
I
ranked
said I didn't
seventh.
go. Dak is ranked 7th.
Nah, I
7th in
can't. I
what?
can't agree with that. I can't agree with that, Michael.
7th in
Sorry,
what?
man.
Are we going with your advanced like QBRs? And does anybody even know how
Can't do that.
QBR is
I don't
ranked,
think.
bro?
No, I don't know. I don't know who founded it. I don't know.
You don't know the creator. You're
I
not
don't.
tight with him. You don't text,
Yeah, I have. I have no idea. I think
bro.
Skip
QBR
just
makes
started
no
using it
sense to
one
me.
day, and I think it really just traveled across the whole entire sports world, football world, man. I don't know. I don't even know how passer rating works because you look at what Burrow's done. He didn't have a perfect passer rating over the last 2 weeks. That's crazy. I mean, almost 1,000 yards, no 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. How's that not perfect passer rating? So I don't
7th
know.
last week and 8th this week on ESPN. Overall,
ESPN. I mean, come on.
I'm good. I'm good. Listen, I'm good on that.
But ESPN, it's tough looking at ESPN lists, Michael, because I feel like they botch it for conversation. So
Now, you want to talk about having a conversation? Did you see Chris Sims' quarterback list that he made?
yeah, I saw Mark retweeted. Yeah,
But did you like take a look into that list?
yeah, I saw it was before the season started.
It was?
Yeah, it was before the season started. It was in June.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
right now. Holy crap.
No. It was in June. Yeah.
I mean, even then, that's awful.
Yeah, he had Brady at 10. I was like, come on. I was like, how? Like, it didn't make sense to me. Also, Russ is 15th on that list. NFL has him 9th.
Listen, my
Hey,
you asked me my opinion, didn't you?
I would take really all of those guys, man, over Dak, bro. I mean, other than Carr.
Dak is a great leader. Great leader.
Carr's probably the only one where I'd be like,
the tangibles.
You know, yeah, intangibles, great. Yeah, he has all the intangibles. Great leader, like you said. Came from the bottom, 4th round pick. No one expected him to, play at this level, be the, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But those guys that Connie mentioned right there, I would take. Other than Carr, again, we'll take all those guys over Dak. Even though Watson hasn't played, that's a good point. He hasn't played. If it's show me what you've done lately, sure. I mean, you could go by that. But
all right, we'll take off Carr, Russ, and Watson then. That's still 11 or 12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would stay.
And I didn't say he was bottom 20. I said 11 to 15. NFL is Dak. Russ ranked 15. Hurts me. His team sucks though, so I don't accept the disrespect on Russ. That's bro. I really hope Russ gets out of there. Speaking of Russ, well, why don't we just quickly move over to the next game? Because listen, people, not really worth talking about anyway. Because this was just embarrassing, as some people would say. 51-29. Seahawks destroyed the Lions. A little surprised in this one too, because I remember when we were picking the games, I said that I wouldn't have been shocked if this game ended up being close, just because of the way that the Lions have been playing this year, and also, on top of that, how bad the Seahawks have been this year. But this was definitely the Russ of old. I think he had 4 touchdown passes in this game.
3 from Metcalf. Metcalf got 3 of those.
Yeah, Metcalf, actually figured out what a football looked like this week. I'm not mad or anything. It's not like I drafted him in fantasy this year and he was an utter disappointment or anything. I would never hold a grudge against a man like that. But 51-29, neither one of these teams obviously can do anything. This is just, draft order type of situation. So not too much for me other than that Russ looked good and DK actually figured out what footballs looked like.
Yeah, again, not too much. I mean, you obviously want to win on your home field, and that's what Seattle did. I think the question's still up in the air, and with Russell Wilson's future in Seattle, I don't think this game hurts or helps. It's just it's the game they're supposed to win, even though you were 5-10 going into the game. It's still the Lions. We'll see what happens, man. I think it's going to be the number one topic of the offseason. So get ready, Seahawks fans. It's going to be
not going to be fun for you guys.
Yeah.
But whatever. Panthers, Saints, another one. Yeah,
Yeah, not.
Oh, here we go. Look at this. Dak Prescott's not even top 100. He's the Carmelo Anthony of the NFL.
I don't understand the Dak hate, Vic. I really don't. I mean, I know he plays for the Cowboys, so again, he's gonna get a lot.
I will say, Dak is Mr. Empty Calorie. They've played terrible in the first half, so it's 25-10. All of a sudden, in the third and fourth quarter, defenses are playing prevent, and then all of a sudden, he ends the game with 320 and 3 touchdowns, and it's like, oh my god, Dak played so good, and it's like, all right, he played great against the prevent defense. Calm down.
A solid criticism. Solid criticism. I've seen those games. I mean, you could say the Cardinals game was like that.
Yes.
But I still feel like he's good. He's good. He can be great.
I knew Christian was going to say something. I knew he couldn't go through the whole thing. He said Dak is overhyped like Diggs. Yo, yeah, that whole Diggs for Defensive Player of the Year thing. Thank God that stopped. Man's given up over 1,000 receiving yards this year.
Yeah, Diggs. Yeah, it's a reason why the QB stole him because of that. He does get beat a lot. He do a double move and he bites.
AJ Green's double move against him this weekend.
Yeah,
sent that man flying.
He needs a lot of work with his coverage. He just needs to stay more patient. But he still has a lot of upside. For you to get 11 interceptions, despite getting burnt a lot, it's like I said last year, it's like a gift and a curse with him. I mean, he'll give up a lot of yards, but you throw to him enough, he will get that interception. So he just has to clean some things up. I think he's going to be really good going forward. It's only his second year in the league, so it's like his upside is crazy. But yeah, Saints Panthers, not too much to say. I'll just give Sean Payton a lot of credit, man. I mean, you talked about Mike Tomlin going over 500, with some mid quarterbacks. I mean, these were some dirt quarter. I mean, Jameis, respect, he tore his ACL, but he was playing solid, but he wasn't playing like all time. But for them to go 8-8, in the NFC, and
they're showing the playoff
Trevor Siemian, Taysom Hill, and Jameis Winston. Got to give Sean Payton.
Don't forget the good old Ian Book.
I forgot about Ian Book. So that's 4 quarterbacks. And you're could be over 500 by next week. That's impressive to me, man. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. I feel like he deserves a lot of credit. And we talk sometimes about these coaches, how would they look without their great all-time quarterback. Yeah. And he's showing it. I mean, even Bill last year, I mean, they were just a couple plays away from being 9-7. So Sean Payton, hell of a job. I don't think they're going to go to get in the playoffs, and if they somehow sneak in, I don't think it's going to be they're not going to win because of the quarterback play. But he's done a great job.
Look at that, we got Christian again. I want the Cowboys Rams Heat week 1.
Oh my mama, I want the Cowboys Rams Heat. Oh man, whoo! The chat will be insane.
Yeah, fast, Christian. I need you back. Christian, I need you back in the chats. I know
we need a live stream of that game.
Honestly, here's my thing. Exactly. Cooking some fire tacos right now. Look at that. I'm listening to a fire stream, if I say so myself. Christian, you and Perry are definitely fumbling the bag for Unwrapped if you guys don't stream a game sitting side by side, a couple of beers, whatever you guys want. I know you guys are big into that legalized Mary J over there in Cali. You just sit down, watch the game together. He got me an Elliott jersey for Christmas one year. Wow. Christian, you're a great guy, so I know you probably have it still, but I know it's tucked away in the corner so nobody can see it. I know it is. You don't got to sit here and lie to us. Said Perry couldn't get at me for 4 hours. You know what? I want to see it though. Nah, guys, 5 years in the league and his only accolades is a one-time appearance in the playoffs and a controversial payday. Someone explain to me how Dak Prescott is top tier or mid tier. Yo, Vic, listen. Christian won't be able to handle when the Cowboys beat the Rams. Yo, Perry, I'd put $50 on the Rams beating them. Just saying.
$50.
I'm putting at least 50 beans on it. 50 buckaroos.
He's gonna be cranky the whole game. I'd be on suicide watch. Yes, that's good content, man. I feel like you guys should. I feel like that's great content to be made. If you guys,
that's a little color cast stream. You guys watching together. It might be the most liked of the week for everyone to think the Cowboys are bad, they sure do get talked a lot about. Listen, it's because they're still, they do ratings, Michael. Listen, they might not be good, but you weird, annoying Cowboy fans certainly like listening to people talk about them. So, they continue to do that. Perry doesn't know the difference between a 4 and a 2 technique. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, we got Kristen, the former college football player here. You feel me?
Yeah.
Paris with the hashtag rent free.
That's what I'm saying. Make it happen, man. I'll be tuned in for sure.
Nah, I'm definitely there. And they're like swimwear, as they say. He said, "Don't disrespect me." Yo, Perry, what's the difference here? Prove him wrong. No Google. I don't want any Google.
Never seen a 4 and a 2 technique. Man.
Well, we'll move on. As you guys fight in the comments, he said we're waiting. It's how many fingers? Oh, okay, Perry. That's all right. I would say that, but I wouldn't want to disrespect my mother on this stream.
Sheesh.
Okay, Perry. All right.
Damn.
It's all right. I don't stoop to that level because I'm a great guy, nice guy, Connie, all 2022. You know what I mean? I have some things to say right now, but you know what? I'm going to leave the dark humor on the side. I'm a professional host. I'm a professional host, CJ. You know that?
I respect
Chargers and the Broncos. Listen, another one. This is another one. What do you really say? Broncos with Drew Lock out here, and then didn't Drew Lock end up getting hurt as well in this one? So I don't even know what their quarterback situation ended up looking like. Herbert played well, and it sets up the best game of the week next week, baby. We'll obviously talk about that later. With the Chargers and the Raiders playing for that last playoff spot, but good win for the Chargers. Obviously, this probably right. I believe this would have clinched a playoff spot if it wasn't for that weird loss last week against the Texans. But
fumbled the bag, bro.
They still technically control their own destiny because if they beat the Raiders, they're in. Although, did you see, CJ, that if the Colts and the Jags tie, and if the Jags beat the Colts and the Chargers and Raiders tie, the Chargers and Raiders both get into the playoffs?
And the Colts would be out?
No, I think the Colts would. Oh, yeah, the Colts would be out then. Because the Patriots already clinched. You're right.
Yeah,
so the Colts would be out.
That would be insane.
Yeah. Could you imagine that, though? Like, what do you do at the beginning of that game? Like, do you walk over to the other coach and be like, yo, listen, we can both get into the playoffs or only one of us? You trying to take 25
but that's only if the Jags beat the Colts. And
no. But hey, listen. The Raider and Jags, but the Raider Charger game is the last game of the day. That's the Sunday Night Football game.
Right.
So you would know if it happened already.
Oh, of course, right. Yeah. Yeah, right. If that were to happen, which that'd be that, and I feel like Jets Buffalo be one of the biggest upsets of the year if that were to happen, because we need the Jets to beat Buffalo and we need to beat Miami to win the AFC East.
Yeah,
but
big fan of that.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. But the Chargers, man, like you said, their destiny is waiting for them next week against the Raiders. I think it's going to be a really good game. Derek Carr's, somehow got this team in playoff contention, like you've mentioned, despite all the turmoil this season. It's going to be a good one. Herbert has an opportunity to get into the playoffs for the first time in his young career. Carr hasn't been in the playoffs. He hasn't even played a game in the playoffs because he got hurt the time they clinched back in 2016. So that's gonna be a good game. For this game right here, Chargers Broncos, they're gonna be mid until they find a QB. It's just gonna be that way. Yeah. All the talent that they have on both sides of the football, they don't have that guy in the center. It's just gonna be the same thing. 8 and 9, 7 and 10, 7 and 11. That's it.
Yeah, if you're the Broncos, I don't know how you can look at your fan base and not be aggressive in the quarterback market this offseason. Like, I don't know how you can do that to them. Like, if I'm them, you have to try to put together a package for Watson or for Russ, or see if you can steal away Rodgers, which I doubt will happen. Or if you can, hey, I don't like him that much. See if you can get Jimmy G, because I think that the the 49ers are going to go ahead with Trey Lance. But if you're the Broncos, you've got to try at least. And I mean, hey, speaking of the 49ers, they won 23-7 against the Texans. They now kind of control their destiny as well, too, because I think they have to, if they win, I believe it's winning they're in, right?
I'm not sure that the playoff scenarios for the Niners, but I mean, they'd be 10-7 and they don't make it. That'd be pretty crazy.
But I think the Saints are the only team that can, catch them because they would end up both being 9-8 if they lose and the Saints win. So I'm not sure about the whole situation. Let me look it up.
Michael says no. If the Jags win, both Raiders and Chargers are in no matter what. Wow.
Not true. By the way, it's not. I've heard it all day. They have to if they both tied, because the whole situation would be everybody was talking about. Wouldn't you just kneel it down a bunch of times and get both of you guys in?
That would be so bad for the league.
Imagine.
That would be bad for the league. But a lot of people make money on those teams. I mean, you get incentives, you get extra bread when you make the playoffs. So all the players and coaches. But that would be bad if they just purposely sold to try to get. I mean, hey, we've seen crazier things, but I just don't see it happening. If the Jags beat the Colts, bruh.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find some scenarios here, but it's a very difficult thing to find the lists and. Oh, here we go. Playoff clinching scenarios for Week 18 of the NFL. So let's see. We know the teams that have clinched already. All right. So the Bills clinch the division with a win, obviously. Let's see. Let's go down
I'm gonna have to buy a Josh Allen jersey, man.
It's tough out here, man.
Color rush, man.
Look, it says, all right. So Las Vegas Raiders clinch a playoff berth with a Las Vegas win, because then they would have the better record against the Chargers. A Las Vegas tie plus an Indianapolis loss, like I said, or an Indy loss and a Pittsburgh loss or tie. And then the Chargers clinch. The only way they can do it is if they win or tie. Patriots already have clinched. They can still get the division, obviously. Yeah, they can still get the 1 seed. If the Patriots win, Buffalo loses
Tennessee
or ties. Kansas City loses and Tennessee loses.
That's a lot.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Oh, wait. Actually, I came down here for the 49ers, and I was about to skip right past them. Let's see here. So the Saints would be in the playoffs with a win and a loss from the Niners. And San Francisco clinches a playoff berth with a win or a tie or a New Orleans loss. So, yeah, if the Saints win and the 49ers lose, imagine Sean Payton making the playoffs with this trash team.
Trash offense, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because that defense is different.
Yeah, defense is really wild there, and even in playoff, contention. That would be wild. I'm not sure who the 49ers play. I mean, we'll obviously go to our predictions in a little bit, but
they play the Rams.
It's not an easy game.
Shanahan low-key got McVay's number, man. I think he's 5-1 in the last 6 games.
That is true. That's going to be a good game. This last week is going to be crazy. But for this game, it's good to see Trey Lance, 16 for 23, 249 yards. I think he had a touchdown. It's a good game to, get out there playing the Texans. I don't know how the Texans put up 41 against the Chargers, but that's a discussion for another time, I guess, during the offseason, I guess. But he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna get the keys next year. It's gonna be his team. So for him to get some type of experience is good.
Yeah, I think the easy thing is them going forward with him. I think Jimmy's gone. I think it's interesting though, and I don't think it's that tough of a call. I don't know what your thought process is on it. But next week, week 18, right? They have, like we just went over, they have to win and they're in. Do you play Jimmy? Do you play Trey Lance? I think you easily play Jimmy. Like he got you.
What does he got at the what is it, UCL on his thumb, right? Ligament.
But no, all right, that's my thing. If he's healthy. If he's healthy and there's no limitations, it's easy.
But he's not. Well, I don't know the severity of his injury.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like, and it's the right hand. It's his throwing hand. I mean, it's a good discussion. I might go with Lance, man. I might go with Lance just because
So
he's
all right,
100%.
well, let's live in a fantasy world.
And honestly,
right?
Jimmy is mid. He's below mid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
he's
it's like,
man. He's 20.
So Jimmy at 100% is mid. So him not 100%.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we don't know what Trey Lance is.
Yeah, that's true.
Trey Lance could be. Listen, you never know. Trey Lance could be the worst quarterback in NFL history. Healthy. We at least know what Jimmy gives you.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would go with Jimmy. I mean, he got you here. It might be not in the position you want, 9-7. Having your life is on the line in the last week of the playoffs, but he got you here.
Yeah, if he's healthy, I think Kyle will go with or if he feels ready to go, I should say. Kyle will go with Garoppolo.
I wouldn't blame him at all.
No, I wouldn't blame him either. Yeah, you made a good point. I mean, you said you got him there, and the team would probably agree. They'd rather take Garoppolo right now, this season.
We got, as long as it's not like AB's ankle injury, I say let him play.
Wow.
We got a comedian out here. Tonight, folks. CJ, you want to take us the rest of the way, though? I keep taking control back over. You know what I mean? It's a problem for me. It's a problem for me.
We got the Bills and the Falcons. I mean, not too much to say about this one. I mean, it was a little shocking earlier in the game.
Yeah.
The Falcons were up.
I had a little faith for him.
I was like, yeah, man. So did I a little bit. But Bills figured it out. Josh Allen was struggling a little bit in the first half. Second half, he cleaned it up, and the Bills ended up winning this game by 14. Much needed win for them, and it looks like if they do their job next week against the Jets, they're going to clinch a back-to-back AFC East title.
Yeah, and the only thing with the Bills, like I said, not much to say on this game, but like you're so Josh Allen dependent, man, that I don't think that you feel very comfortable going to the playoffs. Like you do, at least you shouldn't, I should say. Like it was close this game because he threw 3 interceptions, and I think he has
trying to do too much.
He has 780 yards rushing as well. And I think if you took away his rushing yards, they're far and away the worst team in rushing this year. So you're very, very Josh Allen dependent. And I love him, but he has some inconsistency sometimes. Like you said, he tries to make too many plays, leads to some interceptions. Because I think, in a way, I think it's the confidence of oh yeah, I can do that. And it's bro, you're in the NFL. You probably could say that at Wyoming when your brother's 16th cousin was playing in the game, but this is NFL players now.
Yeah, he has good confidence. He feels like he can make every throw because he can. He has the arm strength. He's like, yeah, I could fit this pass in this window. I have, it could get there, and just sometimes it doesn't get there. I feel like that's good. I feel like I'd rather have a quarterback with that type of mindset, even though it may lead to some interceptions, but you need a guy that can take some chances, and he's obviously confident. I looked at his rookie stats. He had 10 touchdowns, 12 picks. It's complete 180 from year 1 to year 4. So, he's really turned it around. I agree. They are Josh Allen dependent. They need to go find a back that could, change it up a little bit so he doesn't have to take all these shots. Yeah, sure. You play man coverage. Okay, and of course he's going to run the football. Of course, yeah. You may have some design runs here and there, but for him to have that many rushing yards. And a lot of those plays aren't really designed. It's just him running around, scrambling, trying to make a play. Yeah, you don't want him taking all those shots like that. I know he's a big guy, but he's still human. and those
Big Ben 2.0.
Yeah, and if those defenders, they see him out there, they're gonna rock him in all the midsection, everything. They're gonna hit him, bro. They're gonna hit him. They're gonna get him down on the ground some way. So you wanna protect him, and how you protect him, any quarterback is having a good run game. All right, yeah. Bears, Giants. Not too much to say again, guys. I mean, the Bears. Some Nick Foles doing his thing. I don't know, man. He's.
You see that ambulance in the background? That's for the Giants fans.
Yeah, that's for every
Giant fan.
Yeah, they need help, bro. They need all the help they could possibly get. and it's been a bad season for the Giants. Bad season. Hopefully they can clean things up.
This man Joe Judge going on like a 12-minute rant after the game,
saying like we're not a sorry team. I mean, hey,
this man's talking about, I've seen it in locker rooms before where they're, guys had golf clubs delivered, to the locker room. That's not happening here. Like, that's what you're falling back on? Like, you're falling back on the point that your players haven't planned vacation days yet? Like, come on, bro. Really?
I mean, he probably hears all the noise. You have to. I mean, you live in New York. Well, somewhere in New Jersey, somewhere in the tri-state, and
bro, that's your saving grace that players aren't planning golf trips yet.
I think it was emotional. It was definitely an emotional rant. He probably believes in the guys that he has. They probably put in a lot of work. They're just not good enough. That's it. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. They're just not good enough from in every position.
You're trash, kids.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they play hard. They probably play hard, and that's probably what he's talking about. It's not like they're just laying down. I mean, 29-3. I didn't see much of this game, but in a lot of some of these other games that they've had, it's been competitive. Chief game on Monday night, some other games like that. Where it's looked, decent at times, but you gotta have the right talent, gotta have the right personnel, and they just don't really have that right now. But I understand his emotion. He put a lot of work into trying to get the team together, but that's why Bill doesn't talk to the media, man, because you get that's why he stays shut, stays quiet, keeps it at a couple words.
See, if this is Bill and this game happens, he would have been on to Cincinnati. That's exactly what it was. They got blown out, and then he was on to Cincinnati. That's what Joe Judge should have said. He should have said, bro. But see, here's the thing, too. Like, just obviously being in New York like we both are, and, like, you hear the stuff, like, he tries too hard to be like Bill, too. And, like, I feel like that's what a lot of people off the Bill tree do is, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to come in here and we're going to be tough, and I'm going to lay down the law and, whatever, blah, but respect me. Bro, Bill can do the things that he does because of what he has done.
Well, I mean, if you watch the man in the arena, McGinnis and those guys, they were saying that's just how he is. I mean, even before they were winning, we look at the first episode, they were like, his culture was probably a little bit different before winning.
Okay, but here's my thing, right, CJ? Do you think he would get away with what he does now if he never won?
No, of course not, especially the amount of he's won. No, but you do have to establish some type of identity. It's not like the Giants should, those players should feel entitled to where they're like, oh, who's this guy telling me what to do? I mean, they haven't been good.
Oh, no, absolutely. But, like, to come in and be like, I'm trying to be Bill 2.0, like, first of all, here's the thing, too, right? He was the special teams coach. Like, I know that there's some of them have gone.
John Harbaugh. I mean,
I understand. But it's not like he was, Bill's right-hand man where, he was, the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator, where they probably met, 16 times a week. Like, he was the special teams coach. It wasn't like he was right on Bill's ear, in every single meeting. So you can't, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people off the coaching tree of Bill try way too hard to be him. And it's at some point you have to be your own person.
Yeah, the only one I see that, even though he has some people criticize him too, was Flores. You don't really hear Flores just, he's kind of the same thing. He doesn't say too much to the media. I've watched some of his interviews and things like that. He doesn't say too much. He keeps it short. He may say something, that may, catch somebody's eye here and there, but it's just right to the point. It's all about the team. And
that's the thing too, though. Like, you look at Bill's tree. Who besides
can't even count Vrabel? You can't count him because he played.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He played for him. He didn't coach for him. Like, Flores has been good.
Just haven't had the quarterback, like the great quarterback.
And like who's been good off? Like, nobody's really been. I mean, what do you?
But again,
Mangini, terrible.
But again, but they haven't had. Well, why is Bill great? Also, I mean, he had Tom. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta
that it was more Tom than Bill.
Oh, I'm saying I always, like I said, it's 100, bro. I mean, because you could be a great head coach, but if your quarterback is dirt, you can't go out there and play for him. Yeah, you feel me? So it's like all of those they leave and they feel like, I could kind of do the same thing, but they don't have have Tom. They don't have a great quarterback. Only one that really went there that had a good quarterback was Patricia. I mean, Stafford was good, but just it was just
And
Patricia was
is not even allowed.
Yeah, Patricia was trying to do he was trying way too much to be like Bill from all the things I heard.
Man had the laminated play card and the pencil and everything. Bro, you can't even write on a laminated piece of paper with a pencil.
Yeah, it was just it's just style.
Like you need a marker, bro. Come on, guy.
Yeah, man, he was doing way too much. But
put me in, coach. Let me coach.
It's a tough job, man.
I've done it on Madden. Come on, how hard could it be?
It's just those are AI players. Those aren't real life people. You got to manage a lot of personalities.
Like, listen up, team. If you go out there and you suck, you're still getting paid, but you're going to make me lose my job, and I'm not going to get paid. So I'm going to need you to go out there, play hard. Let's win some games. Break on 3.
It's tough. It's tough for a coach to get the respect of his players, man. You got to be a special guy, bro. It's tough. It's tough to coach. But speaking of good coaches, we got Andy Reid versus Zach Taylor. Got the shootout between Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. This is probably one of the most anticipated games throughout the week, just because of the high-powered offenses both of these teams have. Kansas City, number 1 seed going into the game. Cincinnati, surprising a lot of people. Definitely the most surprising team in the NFL this year for how well they've played. Joe Burrow's playing lights out the game before, 525. I think he had 5 touchdowns, no interceptions against the Ravens, playing spectacular. And then,
Vic, you're killing me, bro. Bill was Tom's Master Shifu, and Tom was Bill's Kung Fu Panda. Bro, I can't stand you.
Literally,
I can't stand you, bro.
Crazy.
That is fantastic line, though. That is top tier.
For real, it's facts. It's facts. But yeah, this game was good. Kansas City had the lead early. People thought, oh man, here we go again. They're about to blow out the Bengals. Same old Bengals. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, a lot of people thought that. And man, second half, Cincinnati's defense stepped up. Only allowed 3 points in the second half from Kansas City's offense. And Jamar Chase, bro, I don't know what to say, bro. Honestly, definitely rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year. It's not. He definitely wrapped that up.
I love my boy Mac, but
yeah, I'm a fan of Mac as well. But yeah, it's not close. It's not close. Yeah. 266, 3 tutties. That's wild for a rookie. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you look at a lot of rookies, man. They come into the league. You don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know your quarterback. You don't know your team, coach. Man, he went to the best situation possible, bro. I mean, this man just threw him 19 touchdowns 2 years ago at LSU. They won a national championship together. Now you get to go to the NFL and have your career with the guy that you won a natty with and had one of the best seasons in college football history. Come on. I mean,
the fact that Justin Jefferson and him were on the same team is disgusting, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy
because you know that they both. That's the top 2 records.
Yep.
For most yards in a rookie year.
It's Chase and
Jefferson now.
Wow, man. I see why they won the national. And I remember in college, people were saying it was just Chase. Like Chase was the guy, and Jefferson was feeding off the one-on-ones. I'm like, all right. I mean, I was watching both of those. I was like, I feel like both of them.
We talk about Alabama for wide receivers.
Yeah. Odell, Landry.
LSU. We got Landry, Odell, Jamar, Justin.
Both. It's SEC, man. They're always going to get the best guys. That's why, that's why the national championship game is 2 SEC teams. And
by the way, college football is garbage. Just throwing it out there. Terrible.
Yeah, it is. It's no parity. It's no parity because all the best teams get the best players.
Yeah, LSU is getting bodied right now. I got that game on. Kansas State up 21-0. Come on, son.
Yeah, like I said, they had that one special season. That was with Burrow.
Christian said now with Link at USC, Bama's shaking. Come on, Christian. You think Bama or an SEC team is ever going to shake because of a coach? Like, I understand he's probably going to pull some recruits there because Lincoln Riley.
with the
Great.
NIL, and they, the boosters that
NIL,
USC
yeah,
has,
and
they
that
could
is in Cali. That
they
is
could,
in
they
Cali.
could sway, yeah, they could sway some recruits over from down south, and they could get some southern players to go play in California. And like
See,
you said,
the big thing is it's weird. Like we think of down south as like the powerhouse because but California got some ballers out there that
yeah, yeah,
always leave California and go down south.
right, yeah, exactly, But
It's
now, since with
USC got the
he's got
generational bag. Look up the 2023 class already.
yeah, man, bro. I mean,
Listen, it'd
top,
be good for California because USC when it was popping off back in the day. Obviously, I was too young to remember, but looking back at those, the Reggie Bush days,
it was lit, bro.
that
Reggie Bush was
Coliseum,
Glendale White, Matt Leinart,
Ohio
Carson.
State, Bama, Clemson, Ole Miss, all Cali kids at QB. Exactly. No, California is a breeding ground.
That's what I'm saying.
For
it's
NFL
gonna
talent.
be SC is gonna be in the playoff soon, if next year, and at least in the next 2 years. Once Lincoln Riley really gets a full
Honestly,
class
bro,
together.
I wouldn't even be mad because I'm so sick of Alabama. Bro, Alabama has won 5 of the last 10 national championships. Everybody complains, oh yeah, well, what about Brady in the NFL? Bro, Brady has 7 chips in 22 years, and he went 12 years without winning one.
There's no parity in college football right now.
Come on, that's not even a comparable thing.
No, there's no parity. The only thing comparable is that the amount is the same of championships. But other than that, because again, Nick Saban is going to get the best guys, and what he's going to tell, he's going to tell these young kids and their parents, yo, I could get you. You come with me, I'm gonna get your kid to the NFL. It's gonna be a first round pick. He's gonna be in the NFL, and win a national title on top of that. So it's that's the ultimate recruiting pitch. Yeah, that's the ultimate pitch. Going into these homes. So, but yeah, again, Burrow, great, had an excellent game. I mean, what did he hit? 450, 446?
Yeah, it was up there.
Yeah, 446, 4 touchdowns. T. Higgins,
amazing stat that I told you I was going to save. Joe Burrow, first quarterback in NFL history, back-to-back games, over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. I can't believe that's the first time ever. I can't believe Peyton didn't do it during his historic 55 touchdowns. Brady didn't do that during his 52 year. Drew Brees never did that at one point, considering the only thing they did was throw the ball. I found that shocking that nobody had ever done that.
It's tough to do, man. And he's a surgeon. He's a surgeon with it. I mean, he's given it. I mean, of course, Chase is the number 1 guy, but Higgins could get it going any given Sunday. Tyler Boyd, their tight end CJ Uzomah is really good as well. And then also, what the main thing that nobody's talking about, despite they have great skill position players, they want to run the football. And Joe Mixon is a really good running back, definitely top 5 right now. And they're a complete offense. That offense is complete. They don't have their only flaw is their O-line. That's their only flaw. Other than that, everything is good. So once they clean up that O-line and just able to protect Burrow, because I believe Burrow's been sacked 51 times this year. You got to cut that down. Remember when Connie was hating on Mixon? Receipts. You were hating on Mixon a while back?
I have been my whole life.
My whole life.
Listen, all right. He's having a good year this year. Congratulations. About time. I had to hear he was top 5 for the last 4 years. He was top 5 this year.
Yeah, for sure, man. He's had a great season. Zach Taylor, definitely in consideration for Coach of the Year. I mean, I feel like you got to give it to him. I mean, no one. I mean, and also Nick Sirianni too, like you said. Definitely, he deserves some credit as well. But no one thought the Bengals would win the AFC North. No one thought that. No one at all. Maybe not. I mean, maybe of course Bengal fans.
No, I don't think they did.
Outside of that. No one saw that, and Zach Taylor has done an exceptional job with this football team. The defense is played really well. Also, I got to give this team a lot of credit. I feel like they're going to be scary. They're going to be scary come playoff time because they have the talent on the outside. The O-line issue is a real problem. I know for a fact there are at least 10 teams with holes in the front line. Yeah, of course. I mean, there's a lot of teams that have some problems at the O-line. That's a good comment, and But they make up for it for a team like the Bengals. They make up for it with the high-powered offense. And Kansas City, I don't know what happened in the second half. I mean, Andy Reid just went conservative. Him and Bieniemy, I don't know. I guess they kind of coasted and thought Bengals weren't going to come back, but they just chilled in that second half, and it led to their demise.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and might be a hot take, but I think because of how good the game was, on top of its importance, this is my game of the year so far. It has a potential to be upped by any playoff game or the Week 18 game against the Chargers and the Raiders. But for what it meant for the Bengals, obviously for the Chiefs too, because now they're not the number 1 seed anymore. That goes back to the Titans. This was a big game, and I thought
it's game of the year because of the context. Game of the year
because it was fantastic and it was important.
Okay.
Like the Charger Brown game earlier in the year, probably a better game entertainment wise, right. But it meant absolutely nothing. It was like week 4.
Right.
You know what I mean? So game of the year for me so far. But yeah, I mean, we talked about this on Gen Z yesterday, me and Josh. Where do you rank this Bengal offense right now, man? Like, you might have to. Might be. Listen, in all honesty, this might be the best offense in the league. Like, if you look at skill position wise, I mean, you look at the Packers. They only have Devontae Adams though, and Devontae Adams is better than all 3 of the Bengal wide receivers, obviously. But as a collective unit, I would take the Bengal. The Bengal trio over the Packer trio. Even at running back, Joe Mixon's probably better than Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Now, as a duo, they're probably better, but I mean, whatever. The Bucks at the beginning of the year, probably because you had Mike Evans, Godwin, AB, Fournette. Right now, it's literally Mike Evans.
And Gronk.
Yeah, sure. Gronk is there as well. You're right. Let's see here. The Rams. I mean, Cooper Kupp's the best wide receiver in football this year. Don't care what anybody says.
Odell, Higbee, Cam Akers should be back.
I mean,
it's up there. We haven't seen Akers. We haven't seen Akers, so it's tough to really put that there.
Exactly.
I mean, Michelle's been solid. Henderson, they've done okay, but yeah, I mean, listen, yeah. Kansas City, they have the team, but they just don't have the running back. They have the skilled players on the outside, but they just haven't been able to get that running back after Kareem Hunt. Imagine if Kareem Hunt was still there. Sheesh.
CEH is a bust, by the way.
Is a bust? Yeah.
Man's been hurt like 3 times already. Like, come on.
Yeah, he's definitely regressed after that first game against the Texans. They were like, oh my gosh, but yeah, he's been struggling. But yeah, Bengals. I mean, Chargers. I mean, they got.
Yeah,
they got
I was going to say,
Eckler.
Eckler, Herbert. I think that's a conversation too. You taking Herbert or Burrow? I know you asked this question yesterday in Gen Z.
Yeah, in the chat.
In the chat, I took Herbert.
Took Herbert. Man, I'm gonna go Burrow. It's not a slight. Yeah, it's not a slight on on Herbert. Yeah, at all. No, I think I bet both of those guys are great, and it's going to be interesting to see, who's going to get the most bowls in this era out of those teams, and that's going to be, man, that's going to be wild to watch, man. That's because the AFC is going to be insane for the next decade. But I just like Burrow's swag, his demeanor, his confidence. He has some moxie. He could throw the football.
That cigar.
Yeah, he got the cigar and things like that. Yeah, I like his style, man. He's confident. It's not too cocky, but it's like, okay, I know I'm good, and I'm gonna show you why every Sunday. And that's how he's playing right now, and he's playing at an all-time high. I think both of those guys are special. It makes Tua look really bad.
Oh my god!
It looks like he's gonna be the worst guy at that draft
You're
class.
Telling me the Dolphins aren't crying themselves to sleep right now?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Picking Tua over Herbert.
I still root for. I still kind of root for Tua because obviously he's a Dolphin, so I'm not not rooting too much. But I mean, I do hope they get some type of weapons over there. But yeah, right now it doesn't look good, and then especially it's like every week Deshaun, Miami. It's like it's not a good look. Game of the year due to the Ripper effect, but it brought the league in its
It
wake.
brought about the league in its wake.
Brought about the league in its wake. Yeah, I think it was a good game. Like I said, high powered offenses and this playoffs, man. You got Burrow, Mahomes, possibly Herbert, Josh Allen. You got Mac. I mean, that's the next 10 to 12, bro.
Generation.
Yeah, bro. Like already, right now, and these guys are already, year, not even just really started in the league. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens during this time, man. I think the NFL it's better than it's ever been.
No, what are the playoff matchups right now? Do we know this?
Right now, I know right now we might see Buffalo round 3. So.
All right, let's see here. Right now, at this moment, if the playoffs end today, it would be Chiefs Chargers round. Oh my God! Imagine a wild card Chiefs Charger game.
I see. That's what I'm saying. I think Chiefs. When you were saying best game, I felt like that Thursday night game against the Chiefs and the Chargers was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was some questionable fourth things, but just seeing that both.
And that did give the Chiefs, main control over the division. I'll give you that one. It
was up there. Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Next week we'll go through our games of the year. I think that'd be a good topic.
Yeah. We got Bengals and Colts would be another game. I'm interested in that one. And then we would play the Bills in the playoffs in the wild card game.
Part 3 in Buffalo, man. Yes, sir.
And then let's just go to the NFC just for fun. Right now it would be the Rams and the Eagles. Yeah, I'm interested.
That's
interested.
That's a good game.
We would have the Bucks and the 49ers. Interested in that one. And then we would have
Jimmy versus Tom.
Ooh. Yeah, and then we would have a rematch of the Dallas Cowboys and the Cardinals.
Wow.
I'm excited for the playoffs, man. Yeah, I almost wish it was 17 weeks instead of the 18.
Nah, for real.
Because
wild card will be this week. Yeah, it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really good. I can't wait.
Might have to call a few playoff games, CJ.
On Colorcast for sure.
Yeah,
definitely,
might have to.
Definitely, man. All right, we got next game coming up: Raiders and the Colts. Shocker, man. I definitely, I thought the Colts were going to win this game. Carson Wentz really played flat, wasn't able to get it done at Lucas Oil Stadium. Colts are really, playing really good football, and Raiders just came out there and did what they needed to do, man. A big pass, like you said, to Hunter Renfrow, number 1 receiver. He was really a slot guy out of Clemson. Deshaun Watson was always open.
Yeah.
He was always open in Clemson.
He called the game-winning pass against
Alabama. Yes.
Bama,
yep.
right?
Yes. Yep. He's really good. He's really good, and he's really developed a great chemistry with Derek Carr, and that led to the game-winning field goal. And here we are. Las Vegas is 9-7, having a great year despite everything that's going down.
Yeah, like that's the thing. That's why I'm giving so much things to Carr, man. Like I just don't understand how it happened. Like it seemed like, because I think you would agree with me on this. It seemed like for a little bit they were dead. Like for a little bit the Raider season was over. Like it was, it was dead in the water or whatever. They ended up beating the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. And it's just been an unbelievable up and down, Gruden first, the cornerback with a DUI, and like I said, Waller has been out like half of the year, so he's throwing a Hunter Renfrow in all these games. Josh Jacobs was hurt for a little bit. I mean, it's been crazy, and they are at 9-7, and this is one of the most impressive performances of the year. I mean, you went into Indianapolis, who we saw the Patriots go into, a couple weeks ago, obviously, and lose there, who have been absolutely on fire. One of the, MVP candidates in Jonathan Taylor, who they rushed for over 100 yards. Jonathan Taylor did get over 100 yards in this game, and they ended up losing, which is the first time this season. They're now 8-1 when he rushes for over 100 yards. So they were obviously undefeated before that. And just, I say, it's almost like shocker is disrespectful, but it was like, this was a shocking outcome. We got Pat's overrated. Yo, Josh, how the Ravens doing? How your playoffs? How the playoffs looking this year? I'm just curious.
rough season for you guys, Josh.
Yeah. How'd Lamar do this year? Remember when everybody said that he was better than Josh Allen? I do too. Crazy. crazy people. But some did say that. Not me, never. But yeah, this was a very impressive game out of the Raiders. Didn't see this one coming, and it sets up, like we said, a very, very important and entertaining game to cap off the NFL regular season.
Completely agree, brother. We got a blowout between the Patriots and the Jaguars. Again, not really. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. I'm not really that impressed. To me, it was a get-right game after losing 2 in a row to the Bills and the Colts. And it doesn't say too much for me. I mean, I guess, it gives the offense some confidence. But other than that, I mean, come playoff time, they're going to have to find a way to beat man coverage because that's what these defenses are going to do. They're going to play man. They're going to force Mac to, dance in that pocket a little bit, go through all his reads, and then hopefully by that time the pressure gets there. So, I mean, it's a good win, good solid win. You're supposed to win by, this amount against a team that's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you said everything. Am I happy they won? Yeah. Am I impressed? No. Like, congratulations. You beat a Division III team in the
like a golf clap win.
Yeah, literally. This is, a snaps, the little snaps they give at slam poetry.
Facts.
Trevor Lawrence is bad. He's certainly not been good. You can't only blame the Jags. He's obviously made some bad decisions, but I'm also ready to blame the Jags a lot. I mean, you changed this man's coach middle of the year. Even his coach that was in there throughout the year was, getting it thrown back on by some random ladies in the bar, not flying back on the team planes. And obviously, quite distracted, some would say, over there. And I mean, listen, I don't know if you've ever listened to it, CJ. You ever heard Dan Orlovsky talk about the Jags this year?
Yeah, he's been going
this
great.
Man violates them every chance he gets. Like I've listened to him on the K show a few times. He'll come on and be like, it's the worst offensive scheming I've ever seen in the NFL. I'm like, damn, you played on an 0-16 team, bro.
Maybe he's trying to get it. Maybe he's trying to get a job.
I mean, hey, maybe pull up, be the quarterback's coach, work your way up, Dan. Big fan of Dan Orlovsky, though. By the way, big fan.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Dan as well, man.
Him, Lewis Riddick, Marcus Spears are my top 3.
Yeah, those guys are some of the good guys on ESPN for sure.
But yeah, like you said, I'm snaps for the win.
Yeah, it was just it's a mid-win. Titans Dolphins. Shocked it was by 31. This was I didn't see this. Titans. Again, Vrabel, like I talked about, Vrabel's done a hell of a job, man. He's one of the best coaches in this league, top 5 coach in the league. You have to put him top 5. You have to, because the quarterback is mid, and then Henry's excellent, but now they don't have Henry. Got AJ Brown out for
Julio barely played this year.
Yeah, and it looks like Henry might be coming back. So something that Schefter tweeted out.
He's practicing tomorrow.
You're lying.
Ooh, boy. Oh, he's practicing tomorrow. You know that he's still like 7th or 9th in the league in rushing.
Insane. He was gonna. I feel like he was gonna break.
Oh no, he was bro. He was at like 900 yards at like 5 weeks into the season.
Yeah, bro. He was gonna shatter a Dickinson's right, especially with that extra game. He was gonna shatter it. He's practicing tomorrow. I'm scared, bro. I mean, I know he's been out for a while, so Russ could play a factor, but.
Listen, if they get the bye, this gives him 3 weeks to get back.
Yeah. If they get the bye, like I said, Vrabel's done a hell of a job with this team, man. He's done a hell of a job. I'm really impressed. The defense definitely stepped it up from last year. Their front 7 is really good. Kevin Byard, one of the best safeties in the NFL. They've done a great job. Dolphins, they really dropped the ball on this one. For sure.
CJ, I just, once again, I hate doing this, man. I do. Gotta pat myself on the back again, though. I said in the chat that the Dolphins' win streak was nothing because of the people they beat. And they played a good team. They played a good team. They played a good team, and they got bodied.
Well, hopefully they get bodied next week because we're supposed to be a good team. So we'll see what happens.
I think it's a revenge game for Damian Harris. He's going for 4 tutties.
I really hope so, bro. I really do.
Damian Harris, second most rushing touchdowns in Patriot history, behind LeGarrette Blount of like the 14 season, I think.
He's had a great year. Outside of that week,
I think he's like, bro. I think Harris is like the number 1 ranked PFF running back. Which, by the way, listen, I love Damian Harris. Like, what does that even mean? Bro?
Yeah,
he's not the best running back in football. Come on, son,
bro. I don't know, but he's had a great year. He's had a great year, but the Titans still been able to run the football, and I think despite not having Henry, I think that's really been a big thing. You know, they put 270 on New England. In New England, so without Henry, Foreman. If you squint and you look at Foreman, it's like, yo, is that Henry? I mean, they got the double sleeves. I'm like, who is that? I mean, if he's a solid RB2, Hillier's pretty good as an RB3. That I don't know.
Imagine they had like Derrick Henry and like James White for passing downs.
Yeah, imagine if they had one of these top young QBs. It's clips, it's wraps for the league, bro. It's wraps for the league.
I mean, they're a team that we've never talked about, but like, why wouldn't you want to go to the Titans if you're like somebody like Russ or like or somebody or Watson? You can literally sit back there and be like, yeah, I'm an absolute god at quarterback, but I can also hand it back to the guy who cost 25 elixirs on video games. And just have him, run the ball down your throat,
bro. Bro. Definitely. I don't. Some of these quarterbacks, if I'm Wilson, if I'm Deshaun, I'm like, what's up? I like
this man. Derrick Henry cost 100 diamonds on Minecraft, bro. I'm telling you,
he's a beast. He's a beast for sure. And like you said, he's about to come back, and it's going to be a scary sight for the rest of the AFC. Right, we got a game that I didn't expect to go this way, but just somehow it did, and the Jets are just going to be the Jets. And it was early. Braxton Berrios, former Patriot, was playing really well.
Looking like Julian Edelman.
Looking like Edelman a little bit. Baby Welker, all the white wide receivers that are fast that you could name in the league.
We got a little Beasley.
Yeah, they're all in the group together. As soon as you see one, it's like, oh, that's the next, But he was playing well in the first half. Zach Wilson's playing solid, and then then AB, right. Antonio, I don't know, man. I'm hearing so many stories about what
so many stories. Bro.
I'm seeing, it's Arians. It was at fault, and man.
Did you hear the one where he walked over to Brady and was like, "Oh, so you're throwing to Gronk now?"
I don't know about that because Brady. I don't know. Brady could have lied. He could have lied to post game press conference and been like, because he said he didn't see like AB leave or whatever.
Well, yeah, but he could have said that. No, but he could have said that, and then he never knew. And Brady would have been like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And then never knew that he walked off after it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that's what I was watching Undisputed. That's what Skip said he heard. That bro, but come on, he's gonna know more than me. That's all I'm saying. I'm reporting what the reporters are saying.
Skip is not a reporter, bro.
Bro, you don't think he got sources? Come on.
Yeah, he got sources, but he's also on TV every day, trying to get eyes on the show, bro. You think I don't think he said that at the time. Right. I don't think he said that at the time.
I could see it.
He probably said it to Big Ben a few times, or you're gonna give it to Juju. He's not saying that shit at the time, bro. If that's the case, he got some. He
he's a fucking crackhead.
I'll try to find another better adjective, but yeah, it's wild. It's wild, bro. He's definitely that type of person.
I ain't putting nothing past him. He probably saw somebody in the stands holding up a Juju MVP sign, team MVP sign, and went crazy.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he did. But like I said, Skip, I wouldn't call it facts if it was Skip. I don't know. He's an interesting guy, but he takes his shoulder pads off. Mike Evans trying to talk him out of it. And then Mike was just like, you know what, you got it, bro. Yeah,
You got it, bro. That's
got it,
bro. That's exactly in my head what happened. Mike Evans was like, "Yo, come on, chill out." And AB's going crazy. And after a while, he was like, "All right, bro, you got it." That's exactly how I pictured it going. That is exactly how I picture it.
It's just unfortunate because I really feel like when he gets older, when he gets in his 40s, he's gonna look back and be like, damn, like, I should have, I messed up on an opportunity. I mean, yeah, they won the bowl last year, and he was a big reason, scored a touchdown in that Super Bowl. But he's gonna look back and say, damn, I really folded on a lot of opportunity. He may not, he's definitely, I mean, and with everything's going on right now, he has the numbers, but they're not gonna put him in the hall.
Bro, they held out T.O.
Bro,
they held out T.O. for like 2 or 3 years because he was, a cancer in the
but
locker
T.O.
room.
never did nothing. T.O. never did nothing like this.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Because, he was a bad person in the locker room.
Right.
We know what AB has done. The man left midfield. This man Facebook Live.
Yep.
After when they're about to go play the Pats, man, with the
the
cryotherapy,
right. Mm-hmm.
Calling who was the Raider GM at the time? The dude from the NFL Network.
Mayock.
Yeah,
Mayock. Cracker, yeah.
Yeah, like how you put him in if you held out T.O.? Like how long you holding out AB then? 10 years? 9 years, I should say?
Bro, I don't think he's gonna get in, man. I mean, it took Chris Carter 7. And he just, he had some drug abuse issues and things like that. That he was struggling with during his time in the league, and it took him 7 years to get in. Shannon Sharp wasn't even first ballot. So, yeah, he's not. It's raps. He's not getting in the hall, bro. I mean, listen. I mean, he's still, and for some crazy, he's still not cut. Now things can change.
No, he's not. I don't think he'll ever. I don't think he's going to be back with the team. I don't think so. Bro, there's no way.
Bro, he's still so talented, bro. That's the thing, man. That's the thing, bro. If he was like 36, I'd be like, yeah, it's clip. It's
bro,
over.
But here's the thing, right? Do you know how big of an egg would be on Bruce Arians' head if he let that happen? Because in the beginning, when he first got there, talking about, there's he said he's on a one strike policy, nothing. The fake vaccine card thing comes out.
That was bad, bro.
He played well last year. He kept it clean last year, so we give him another chance. And then he comes back and then does this. Imagine what would happen if he can't. And CJ,
why haven't they cut him yet?
CJ, hear me out here, though. Hear me out, though. And I said this yesterday too. And I wonder if I want to see if you guys follow me here. If the fake vaccine card thing doesn't happen, this doesn't happen. Because I think when the vaccine card thing happened, he said, "Oh, I can get away with something again. I can finesse the system and get away with something again, like I did all my years in with the Steelers, and I weaseled my way out of the Raiders too. I can get away with something." And he took that opportunity, and they say they take your kindness for weakness.
For weakness, right?
This man AB took that kindness and said, "Yeah, I'm there," and went crazy. I see you. What do you think of my theory?
Nah, it's a good theory. It's a good theory. So many. I feel like anyone you can put together, even the one you said about Tom, is probably a good one. Perry says in the chat, in the Colorcast chat, and you're right, CJ, no haul for Antonio Brown. All he has to do was finish the season and retire. Had a chance with the stats for sure, even with everything he's done. Walking off like that after everything, no way.
Bro, find somebody in the NFL that had a better 5-year stretch than him.
Yeah, man.
Remember I went over that.
It's like you're playing with Tom, bro.
Right.
You know how many receivers are dream to be playing with Brady.
And that's the other thing too. How bad would Tom look? This man stuck his neck out for him twice.
You think Tom? I mean,
I think Tom looks bad if he lets him come back. In New England, he gets him there. Says he would have it under control. It's not under control. He gets him a chance with the Bucs. And not only does the vaccine card thing happens, and then this happens, bro. This man Tom let him stay in his house.
But why don't you think he's been cut yet?
Because I think they're looking. I think they're trying to confer with the NFL to see if there's a way to not pay him. Because I think if they cut him, they still have to pay him. I wonder if they're looking at it and being like, "Yo, there's got to be a way for us to get out of this, right?" Because like, there's no way we can pay this dude after what he did. I think that's the reason.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
cannot
they could
imagine
call
a
it
world detrimental
to the team. Yeah, I guess they could call it that. But
I can't imagine.
It has to be some language in the it has to be some language in his contract.
I can't imagine AB.
How you doing, man? Thank you for watching, listening to us. Yeah, AB, that guy is just. It's a different character, man. He's one of the most interesting characters in NFL history, hands down.
And there's also no way that there's not something wrong with him mentally. By the way, we make all these jokes, but like I do hope he gets help.
I don't know,
bro. If he's
just a bad guy.
That's very possible. It is very possible that he's just a bad guy.
Everybody always wants to diagnose somebody, bro. Maybe he's just a jerk.
I did hear it. That's another thing.
You hear about the chef. You heard about the
sexual assault
allegations, the trainer. When you got all these people coming at you, bro. He's not paying people that he's supposed to pay.
Bro, what was the other one?
I don't know.
Throwing the furniture off the balcony. And that's Perry. That's what I was getting into. I heard
not both. Yeah, it could be both.
No, seriously, because I heard Shannon Sharp talking about it too, where he was like, it is possible that both are true. That like he's just a terrible person, and the other stuff just doesn't help that. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's possible. Yeah, yeah. It could be both. It's really tough to get help for CTE.
There is no help.
There is no help because it's really the damaging of the brain. You can't, it's tough. It's a tough injury. I mean, that's what you sign up for when you play in the league. But, But outside of all of that, the theatrics and then the off the field stuff, I don't think he gets in the hall, man. Unless he was out for a year and then the Bucks picked him up. I thought that was his second chance. Like, okay, turn it around. You're playing with Tom again,
bro. But you know what the worst thing is? Josina Anderson tweeted today. If AB wants a job in the NFL, he has one. That's not an opinion. That's what I know.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I saw that tweet. It's because
how is that possible?
Because he's still uber talented, man. I mean, last week he had 10 for $101.
Listen. Jeffrey Dahmer was probably a great person sometimes. like he still killed people.
The thing, like, he's
because CJ, I'll tell you what the playbook is, right? The next year, he's going to go on an apology tour, say he was wrong, say he went and got help, whatever. Somebody will sign him, and then something will happen again. I'll tell you right now, if he gets signed again, that's exactly what will have happened. He'll go on his apology tour. He'll say all the right things for a year and a half. He'll get signed to, a contract midway through the year on a team that, their star wide receiver just got hurt. And then the same thing will happen.
Yeah, man. I mean, I could see that, man. I honestly can because he's still one of the most talented receivers in the league. It's not like he's fell off. It'd be different if he was falling off and doing this and they'd be like, oh no, it's over. They're gonna try to blackball him. But there's gonna be a coach, there's gonna be a front office where like, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a bunch of conversations, of course. But his talent is still top tier. And I think a team will take a shot on him. As crazy as that sounds, I think it's still possible. Because it's like, I mean, I thought it'd work in New England. I mean, after everything, I was like, he's going to New England. He's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? And then not even a week later, cut. I'm like, all right.
Man played one game. And was about to save the season, too. I'm telling you, the Pats, if they had him that year, were going to be just fine.
Yeah, man. Tough for AB. Tough for the Bucks, too, because now they lose a key guy that they were supposed to be a primary guy for them after Godwin got hurt, and now he's not going to be in the fold. Brady's throwing.
You know what? But that was the thing. Why does my Siri pop up all the time, bro? Like I don't understand why that happens. Anyway, the thing that is a poetic justice. Tom Brady threw the game-winning touchdown pass to the guy that was playing an AB spot.
Grayson, yeah. I don't know. First off, I don't know what the Jets were doing, really. I mean, they go for it. They instead of kicking a field goal,
not even that. That was the worst fourth down call I've ever seen.
Like you do a quarterback, like I don't know
what a quarterback sneak on basically 4 and 3.
I don't know what Mike LaFleur was doing.
That's that rookie. That's that rookie.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just like, I mean, you've been coaching 17 games now as an OC. I mean, you think you'd have some type of, I don't know.
CJ, people aren't as smart as me and you. You know that, right?
It's just I don't understand that. You kick a field goal, and even if they score, then you could tie it up, go into OT. But you go for it. You do a quarterback sneak on 4th and 3. Quarterback sneak with 6'1" Zach Wilson.
Yeah, like it's not like it was Josh Allen.
Yeah, it's not. I don't understand that play call at all.
Zach Wilson ain't pushing no piles. Maybe a laundry down the
hallway. I don't know. Maybe they were trying to get the Bucks off sides and get an offsides call, and then I don't know.
He accidentally snapped it.
Hey,
it's possible.
I guess
worse has happened.
But then the defense that they play at the end, Brady drives down the field with what? How many seconds? 40 something seconds?
No, he had like 2 minutes left.
Oh, he had like 2 minutes. Oh, okay, like 2 minutes left in the game. I only call like literally like the last couple of plays, and I'm just like, wow. Brady comes back, beats the Jets again. I was looking at the Jets fan. It was showing the Jets fans in the MetLife. Vic, man, tough. They were stressed. They were stressed, man. Tough game for the Jets.
From Brady, man.
Yeah, it can't.
They try so hard.
Tough game for the Jets and the Buccaneers. Find a way. They find a way. You got a guy like Tom. You're always going to be in the game, man. You can't count on Tom. All right, we got the Rams and the Ravens. This is surprisingly a close game. I didn't expect this game to be this close. Ravens defense played really well in the first half. Tyler Huntley's, he's solid backup. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, cool. But I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be a starter next year at least. He's good though. He's solid, but he played solid in this game. Matt Stafford, turned the ball over, pick six.
4 pick sixes on the year, most in the league.
Yeah, I mean it's when you look at the Rams, like I said on paper, I mean they have everything. You got Jalen Ramsey smacking his teammate in the huddle because he was getting burned the first couple plays of the game. But they found a way to win this game. I think Cam Akers will probably play maybe the first playoff game. It's probably looking that way.
Yeah,
probably want to get him in the game shape, conditioning wise. It looks like he'll probably play. I don't know how he came back from Achilles in 5 months. I don't know, man.
What did AP doing in?
I think 7 ACL.
That's different.
I think it was 7 or something like that, bro.
That's different.
But yeah, Achilles though, Achilles is even worse than the ACL. So Achilles is usually 9 to 12. So he came back in like half that. It's incredible.
Modern medicine, baby.
Yeah, modern medicine. I hope he's really like good. And I hope he's really good because that's not an injury to play with, and he's a running back. You feel me? Where it's collision course,
and their shelf life is already like 3 years anyway.
Right, exactly. So hope everything is good. I haven't heard anything about the Rams doing anything crazy before. So if he's 100%, maybe it's God, watching over him, I guess. But yeah, Rams came back and got this W. It was a close game. Ravens made it close. Defense, even though they don't have anybody that you can name on that defense other than Chuck Clark, who made the big plays.
I think Jimmy Smith is alive.
Jimmy Smith is still there. Wow. I remember his rookie year, like he was him in Madden as like a 4-string DB. He's still there. That's crazy. OBJ, man, 4th and 3. They needed a big catch. Stafford goes to OBJ. You think he go to Cup? Cup was probably getting triple teamed. And probably looked over there, was like, nah. And then
I think Cup is like 150 something yards away from breaking Calvin Johnson's record. Which, by the way, for Cup this year, very possible.
Well, they play the Niners. It is possible. It's gonna be
Cup is a walking 100-yard game.
Yeah, because the targets aren't insane. He always gets open.
He's like 35% of their offense. Like, I think he has the most like usage rate or whatever.
Dude is an animal.
No, that's what it is. Target share percentage. He's
35%.
he's like 5% higher than the next person.
Wow. Yeah, he's had a phenomenal year. Phenomenal. And then but Stafford goes to OBJ 4th and 3, and then for the touchdowns for the lead goes to OBJ again. Listen, I know the media. People try to put OBJ and Antonio Brown in like the same light. I don't really get it. I don't get it. I mean, the worst thing, the only two things you could say about OBJ was the kicking the field goal net back when he was in the Giants. It was like year 2, in his second year in the league, and then the boat thing in the playoff game.
Well, you forgot the biggest one, Mr. Josh Norman.
Yeah, I mean, but he did. I mean, he really didn't. He didn't get. I mean, yeah, it did get crazy.
Oh, you don't remember that part where he came from across half field and head dove right?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yes. You're right. I forgot all about that. I forgot. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, he was definitely bugging.
He was on one that game.
Yeah, he was definitely. Oh, I do now. You bringing it up, I remember that. Yeah. So there's been a couple incidents early in his career, right? But nothing to the but off the field.
No,
nothing.
I mean, there was that thing in Paris too. He was with some IG model, had like some pizza, and there was a little white dust on the countertop. But that was never proved.
Yeah, it was never proved. But his time in Cleveland, I really didn't hear too much.
No,
he
wasn't complaining.
He kept his head down. I mean, and just did what he needed to do. Obviously, got hurt last year with the ACL. Then he gets his release from the Browns, goes to the Rams, and he's been really good. I mean, 5 touchdowns in the 6-7 games that he's played with the Rams so far, being a big time production after the Rams lose Robert Woods for the year. He's been phenomenal, man. I mean, I still feel like he's still talented. He still could be a wide receiver number 1 in the right opportunity. And he's just showing that he's available. That's what you have to do. You have to show you're available. Him coming off the ACL, he's been healthy, and he's still a mismatch, man. He still has some of the best hands in the NFL, and that's why Stafford's been throwing him the football when in the red area, because he knows, he put the ball in the right spot, he's going to go get it.
Yeah, like you said, this game was a lot closer than I thought. You would think the Rams go in there with the Ravens, who have, not even their practice squad, probably about their, L team. That's how far down the alphabet they are.
L team.
And they would go in there and just play well. But yes, here's my only concern, and it's the fact that the Rams, you can't do this in the playoffs. Like in the regular season, it works. You can come back, but in the playoffs, you're playing very good teams. If you start out slow and all of a sudden it's the first quarter, second quarter, it's 10-0 already, that's a lot more difficult than a 10-0 game against the Ravens, who have a backup quarterback and no defense because of injuries. Like there's a big, you want to go down, 10-0 against the Packers in Lambeau in the championship game. You want to go down 10 to the Bucks at home if you had to play them there. Even the Cardinals, like, you want to go down 10 in the playoffs? No. So Stafford has to, chill out on the early interceptions, the bad decisions, and it's weird. He just starts off slow because in the fourth quarter, he's like statistically the best quarterback in the NFL in the fourth quarter. So he clearly turns it on.
That way in Detroit too. He has some really good fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah. So that's my only concern for them, but they won this game. I think they clinched the division with this one as well. So they're playing for seeding next week, so that's good for them instead of having to fight for the division. But yeah. And here's my thing too, right? I think Huntley has a chance to start next year. A chance. Not a very big one, but he's proven some things in these games. And like, if you needed a bridge quarterback, like, I would put him out there. Like say the Seahawks trade Russ, sign Tyler Huntley, make him a bridge quarterback for a year or two, and you're fine.
I mean, if I'm the Ravens, I'm keeping him because now we're seeing Lamar getting hurt, stuff like that. So you want to make sure you have a solid guy in there that could, still be productive and win you some games. But
I agree.
He's like I say, he's been solid. And then we got the Eagles and Washington football team. This game was close as well, closer than I expected. But I felt like Washington would come out and play better after getting blasted last week against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football, and that's what they did. They played a little bit more competitive, and they were up for a little bit. Eagles came back, started running the football, get Jalen Hurts started to get comfortable with his passes, and they ended up winning this game. Man, defense really played well. Run game was solid. Jordan Howard slept on pickup that they acquired. Man, he was really good a few years ago in Philadelphia. Now he's back, still having an impact. Jalen Hurts, man, having a good year. It looks like he's going to make the playoffs. If they do what they need to do, they play the Cowboys, right?
Yes, they do.
In this last game of the season, that's going to be
They clinched already.
The Eagles clinched already.
Yeah, they clinched because the 49ers lost
to the Titans, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Whoever the 49ers lost last week to.
Right, yeah, they lost to the Titans.
No, the Titans played the Dolphins.
Oh, you mean 49ers beat the Texans?
Bad. That's my bad. This week, technically, that's
okay. No, you're good. But yeah, so they've been playing really good football as of late, man. They had that little slip up against the Giants in the middle of that, but other than that, it's been really good. Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, he's going to be good. I mean, for some reason they don't give him the ball enough. I'm not sure why.
Because they're too busy running the ball down your throat.
Understandable, but
here's like CJ. You think about it though. You think of run teams. You don't think of the Eagles. Like I think of run teams. I think of the Browns, the 49ers, the Ravens, the Titans. The Eagles are leading the NFL in rush yards per game. They're at like 190.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do when you have a young quarterback. Like Jaguars. Like that's what you're supposed to do when you have a young quarterback. You're supposed to surround him with a nice run game. And granted, I know ETN and James Robinson are out, but for Jacksonville, but still, the Eagles are just they've surprised everybody too. They're probably the NFC version of the Bengals.
I would say even higher than the Bengals. I thought the Eagles were going to be awful.
Yeah, people had them 3-14, like you said in the beginning of the show. They had them definitely struggling, and for them to be 9-7 right now in the playoffs, great, man. Got to give Nick Sirianni a lot of credit.
Yeah, you do. Like I said, I had no faith that was going to happen. But hey, you know what? We're surprised, CJ, every single day.
Yeah, man, that's the beauty of this league. That's the beauty of this league, man. It's always going to be surprises. All right, we got week 18, last week of the regular season, man. Again, appreciate you guys for tuning in, watching us every single Tuesday, listening to us on Colorcast now, and also on all the other streaming platforms. Checking us out, man. Really appreciate it. We got
Absolutely.
Chiefs, Broncos. Who you go with?
I'll go with the Chiefs. They still have seeding to play for, so they can't say everybody. If they did, maybe I would pick the Broncos, but they're actually going to play people.
Yeah, give me Kansas City as well. Like you said, they need to, they still have a possibility to get that number 1 seed. I'm going to go with Kansas City. Cowboys, Eagles. I'm going to go with give me Philadelphia, man. It's in Lincoln Financial. And I think it's going to be a really good game, close game. I got Philly by field goal.
I'm sticking with the Cowboys. I hate it, but they're also playing for seeding. It's more important. It's a more important game to them than it is the Eagles. They're both teams are in, but I think the Cowboys. I know the Cowboys can't get the 1 seed, but they can still move up higher. Obviously, they were the 2. They moved down to the 4, so maybe they want to get up to the 2 seed and get home field. Close game, like you said. So I'll go with the Cowboys by a smidge.
Packers, Lions, light work for Green Bay. That's an easy sweep for both of us. Colts and the Jaguars. I got the Colts, easy sweep. Giants and Washington football team.
Disgusting.
I'm gonna go with Washington. Yeah, I'll go with Washington. Yeah, I just don't trust the Giants. Bears, Vikings. I'll go with Vikings. I think Kirk will be back. Kirk, it was COVID related, right? Vikings out. Yeah, yep. So yeah, I'll go with Minnesota.
Same.
We both got Minnesota on that one. Titans and the Texans. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I think they, for the reasons you mentioned about some of these other teams, they want to keep that one seed, and with the win, they do that.
Yep, totally agree.
We got Steelers, Ravens rivalry, but just not what it used to be because both of these teams are at the bottom. But I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Steelers too because, like I said, if they win this game, they have a chance of making the playoffs. So why not?
Why not? Bengals, Browns. Browns smacked the Bengals early in the season. I think the Browns respond and get. I think the Bengals respond and get that one back.
I agree as well. Baker's not playing.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
that shouldn't mean too much because he's been terrible this year, but
Keenum,
yeah,
raps. NFC West showdown. We got the 49ers versus the LA Rams. Big game for both teams. I mean, we talked about this Garoppolo status. Give me Los Angeles.
I'm gonna go with the Niners because they have to win this game to get in. They got to win to get in, and it's like I said, Shanahan low key got McVay's number, baby.
True, that is true. We got the Panthers and the Buccaneers. I got the Bucks. Panthers laughing stock. Seahawks and the Cardinals. I think it's gonna be a closer game than people expect. Man, I mean, even though Seahawks 6-10, I mean, Russell Wilson's still really good. But I'm gonna go with I'll go with Arizona. Yeah, I'll go with Arizona. Arizona. Patriots and the Dolphins. You know who we got. If you guys have been listening, you know we got New England.
Revenge game, baby.
Big game. Revenge game indeed. Saints, Falcons. I'm going with the Saints. I think it's gonna be a defensive battle.
Give me the Falcons. Give me the Falcons. Yeah. I can't trust the Saints quarterback situation.
Nah, I get it. Yeah, I just think the defense probably makes a few more plays, but it's going to be an ugly game. Jets, Bills. I mean, I'm hoping for the upset, but I got Buffalo.
Give me the Jets, baby. No, I'm kidding. Give me the Bills. Unfortunately, come on, Jets. This is 1 week I'm going to root for you.
Yeah. Chargers, Raiders. Game of the week.
Game of the year.
Game of the year for sure.
Winning, you're in, baby.
Wow, I'm gonna say, give me, man.
Listen, CJ. I'm right either way because I picked the Chargers to make the playoffs, and I am on the Derek Carr respect bandwagon. But I've been on the Charger bandwagon longer. Give me the Chargers.
Man, I mean, just seeing the Chargers over the years, they've always fumbled this game, man, or these type of situations.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. It's in Vegas. No, man. I'll go Raiders. I mean, I want to see Herbert. Because we talked about the young quarterbacks potentially all being in this playoff chase right now, which would be great for the league. But I think the Raiders. Get the W. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a very competitive game. Can't wait.
I'm excited for that one, bro. I cannot wait. After a beautiful day of Sunday football, getting to wind down Sunday night and watch that one to decide who gets in the playoffs. Man, I'm excited. And I forgot that those first two games we talked about, the Chiefs game and the Eagle game, Saturday. Not
Saturday.
Sunday.
Okay.
I forgot that they were Saturday games. But, CJ, what does that do? It wraps up another wonderful episode of the show. And we appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody for tuning in as we always do. But, of course, before we go, CJ, where can the people find you for all your wonderful sports takes and life discussions?
You can find me on Twitter at cjames9_, Instagram cj.james9, GardaPod on IG as well. Also here every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. The Hard Count with my guy. Find me on Colorcast. I'm going to start broadcasting some more games. Definitely looking forward to being on that app a little bit more this year. And at CJamesUSN. So look out for me.
Yes, sir. As for me, Anthony Conover _ over there on Twitter. You can follow my podcast channel, Gen Z Sports, which I do every Monday at 7 Eastern with my guy Josh. Talk about everything. MMA, football, basketball, everything. We talk about it over there. Obviously, like CJ said, me and my guy over here breaking down the NFL every single Tuesday, 9 Eastern. Having a wonderful time as always. And then Thursday, I do backstop banter with my guy Michael, talking about everything in the baseball world, kind of like this show, except baseball edition. A little difficult with the lockout, but we've started to make top 10 lists of each position. And listen, it's going to be an undertaking. But me and Michael have decided we're going to try and make a top 100 list. That's right. That's right. We're going into it. We're going to try out here.
Can't wait for that one, man.
Let me tell you, I'm sure some people are gonna get mad, and I love it. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. The Colorcast, the stream, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you are listening to us. Trust me, it is greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out the podcast. We always post it the day after, usually around 3:00. Apple, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. If you can find a podcast there, we are probably there. But with that being said, CJ, as always, another wonderful episode. And for everybody out there, thank you for watching. And we'll catch you on the next episode, people.
See you guys next week.